In the windswept desert of northern Utah, where the vast sky stretches endlessly over red mesas and scrubby plains, there lies a piece of land that has baffled scientists, frightened locals, and intrigued investigators for decades. Skinwalker Ranch, as it is known, is more than just a ranch. It is a frontier, not of geography, but of knowledge, a place where science collides head-on with the unknown. And this is where Travis Taylor, Eric Bard, Thomas Winterton, and a dedicated team of researchers have set out to uncover truths that have eluded humanity for generations. It begins beneath the earth. For years, data collected by ground-penetrating radar magnetometers and drilling surveys have pointed to something extraordinary buried deep inside the mesa that looms over the property. The evidence suggests a dome-shaped object stretching nearly 400 feet long, surrounded by smaller anomalies embedded hundreds of feet below the surface. Theories abound. Perhaps it is a natural formation, perhaps a remnant of human activity, or perhaps something far older and far stranger. But speculation is not enough. The team needs proof. Drilling begins with heavy machinery designed to chew through solid rock, but the deeper they go, the stranger things become. Beacons used to track the drill bit's location fail abruptly as the equipment nears the anomalies. Signals vanish. Data streams go dark. Even when devices are replaced, recalibrated, and retested, the interference persists. On more than one occasion, the drill rods snap as though striking an impenetrable surface. It is as if something beneath the mesa doesn't want to be disturbed. At the same time, another mystery unfolds above ground. A region known as the Triangle, located in the center of the ranch, has long been a hotspot of strange phenomena. Here, the team has recorded bizarre energy signatures, including powerful signals at one point, 6 gigahertz, a frequency typically associated with communication systems. They have also observed unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, bright, fast-moving objects that appear and vanish without explanation. Some seem to interact directly with the experiments. Others hover silently, almost as if watching. Determined to probe deeper into these mysteries, the team partners with Sky Elements, a drone light show company, to conduct a massive experiment. They will launch 10000 drones into the sky in a perfectly choreographed formation while simultaneously launching rockets and monitoring the area with spectrum analyzers, thermal cameras, and high-speed imaging systems. If something is present, something invisible to the naked eye, the hope is that this unprecedented swarm of technology will reveal it. But nature or something else has other plans. The moment the first rocket streaks into the air, a bright object appears high above the mesa. It is too bright, too fast, too high in latitude to be a satellite or conventional aircraft. Within seconds, chaos erupts. The drones, which should be blinking in perfect synchronization, begin losing signal. One by one, they disconnect their carefully plotted flight paths, disintegrating. Antennas that had been working flawlessly begin glitching. The 6 gigahertz signal previously localized now appears simultaneously from multiple directions, jumping unpredictably from one sensor to another. Then the first-person view FPV drone piloted by Caleb McEwen loses all contact telemetry, video, everything, and crashes hundreds of feet away from where it should have fallen. When the team retrieves it, they find minimal physical damage, but no explanation for its sudden failure. Reviewing the onboard footage, they discover something even more disturbing. The drone appears to collide with something invisible in midair. Thermal cameras confirm what the human eye cannot see. Heat signatures, some faint, some intense drift through the airspace above the triangle. High-speed cameras capture dozens of objects moving rapidly, many in coordinated formations, some appearing and disappearing as though phasing in and out of existence. One clip shows 2 objects splitting from a single source. Another captures a burst of light flashing across the frame in a single frame of footage there, one moment gone the next. The anomalies aren't confined to the sky. They affect everything the team tries. When a second attempt to launch drones begins, many drop out of the sky at about 30 feet, a suspiciously familiar altitude. Rockets fail to ignite. One that does launch breaks apart mid-air, seemingly for no reason. On the ground, it's chaos. Hundreds of drones rain down, crashing into the desert floor. Some veer unpredictably toward people, forcing them to swat the devices away to avoid injury. It is as though the ranch itself is fighting back. After the dust settles, the data reveals even stranger details. Drone GPS logs show that as the swarm ascended past 30 feet, they suddenly believed they were over half a mile away near a site known as the endpoint, where a UAP was previously observed entering the mesa and exiting near the triangle. This teleportation happened instantly and consistently. Rockets filmed in flight disappeared from view at the same location only to reappear seconds later. Even the FPV drone vanished briefly in midair. Something is happening in that space, something that bends, signals, disrupts sensors, and perhaps manipulates space itself. The team reviews every angle of their data, searching for answers. High-speed footage reveals objects flickering in and out of existence. Infrared scans show persistent heat sources where nothing should exist. Spectral analysis continues to detect the 1.6 gigahertz signal, sometimes behaving like a form of communication. At one point, antennas detect the signal coming from multiple directions simultaneously, an impossibility under normal circumstances. The evidence points to a conclusion that is as breathtaking as it is unsettling. The anomalies are not random. They seem to react to human activity. Whenever the team launches rockets, flies, drones, or drills into the mesa, the phenomena respond sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. It is as if something or someone is watching and perhaps even interacting. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from a follow-up experiment involving dual drone swarms, 600 drones over the triangle and 400 over the east field launched simultaneously. Almost immediately, hundreds malfunction. Some fall from the sky. Others lose GPS lock. Rockets prepared for launch fail in both locations. Those that do launch behave unpredictably, disappearing and reappearing mid-flight. When the GPS data is analyzed, the drones again show evidence of jumping to the endpoint location. The anomalies even seem to affect physical objects. In one clip, a rocket vanishes briefly when it passes through a particular region of the sky, the same region where a blob-like anomaly was detected 2 years earlier. Another shows a bright flash of light erupting from the mesa just seconds after a drone disappears. The evidence suggests that the phenomena are not just electromagnetic or optical. They may have mass structure or even agency. The implications are profound. If these anomalies are capable of bending signals, displacing objects, or interfering with mechanical systems, they may represent a form of technology or natural phenomenon that humanity does not yet understand. Some members of the team speculate that the buried dome beneath the mesa could be part of a larger system, perhaps a waveguide or resonant structure interacting with the atmosphere above. Others wonder if the phenomena could represent a form of communication or even a doorway between points in space. As Travis Taylor and the rest of the team gather their findings, one conclusion becomes increasingly clear. Skinwalker Ranch is not an isolated anomaly. It may be a node, a nexus point where multiple forces converge. The mesa, the triangle, and the east field all appear to be linked by a complex web of interactions. Signals detected in one location mirror those in another. Objects disappearing in one area reappear elsewhere. The ranch is not a single mystery. It is many mysteries woven together. And yet, despite the failures, the setbacks, and the inexplicable chaos, the team remains undeterred. They plan to conduct even larger experiments, coordinated drone swarms, expanded drilling operations, and multi-spectrum sensor grids that span the entire property. Their hope is that by observing these phenomena on a bigger scale, they will finally gather the evidence needed to explain them. Until then, Skinwalker Ranch remains what it has always been, a riddle wrapped in desert silence. A place where rockets vanish into thin air, where drones fall like rain, and where the line between science and the supernatural blurs into something unrecognizable. Whether the truth lies buried beneath the mesa, hidden within the 1.6 gigahertz signal, or written in the movements of the UAPs above, one thing is certain: the search is far from over. And every time the team dares to push deeper into the unknown Skinwalker, Ranch pushes back.